8:48, Seattle's Morning News, and here he is, G. Scott from the Gee and Ursula Show, and it sounds like you've won the argument. The work-from-home era is sputtering to an end?
Yeah, it looks that way. This was in the Seattle Times. Gene Falk, the FYI guy. Of course, Colleen always boos this, but I don't.
Yeah, because I have young children, and I need my husband home to take care of them in the morning. Or I'm going to pay an arm and a leg to have somebody else take care of them.
All right. So,
Debate over. Debate over.
So,
young families need work-from-home policies.
You're up.
So here's the numbers of those that work remotely. It has fallen to an estimated 165,000. That's what it was in 2022. It is now at 133,000. It said it's a 20% decline. Basically, right now, nearly 3 in 10 working people that live in Seattle, 3 in 10 of them work remotely. In 2022, it was 3.6 out of 10 were working remotely. So anyways, there's been a significant drop-off. I think that we're going to see more of it. Where did this happen from? Well, you go back to last year, 2023, Amazon said, hey, we need our workers coming back 3 days a week. Now there's been another announcement that's come up right now, and we're going to see a lot of people follow Amazon because Amazon says you need to come back 5 days a week. If you guys want comparison, in 2019, only 8% of Seattle workers living here worked remote.
And Starbucks is doing that too, aren't they? Aren't they bringing people back too?
I don't remember. I don't recall. They might have. But I know that, look, we are in the state of Washington. We already have a regressive tax code here, right? It's terrible. There's no state income tax. The cities and counties rely often, whether it's on property taxes or sales tax. So if you got people not going out in the workforce, spending money, then you don't have the sales tax, and then we wonder why we're in such a deficit all the time.
Well, where do you think they're spending the money? They're spending it in their local communities.
No, they're not.
Absolutely they are. Absolutely, they're supporting restaurants in their local communities. You don't just stop eating out because you work from home. You still enjoy eating out. It's just not going to Seattle. It's going to the local communities. There's two sides of a coin here. Mm-hmm. It can't revolve around Seattle's regressive tax. You can't pull people out of Washington or Seattle, right? Yeah. We've tried to tax the wealthy in Seattle. It never quite works. Mm-hmm. Amazon goes, no, we're not going to pay more. Yeah. We want profits.
Yeah. So, we're struggling here in this state because no matter what, because here pretty soon, you guys, we're going to be talking in the news, they paused the whole closing down of schools just recently in Seattle. But, at some point, you just kicking the can down the road. You're going to have to close them damn schools because the way the model is set up, the way you guys fund these schools. So, anyways, the work from home, I don't want to get in trouble with Colleen. I think people should get back to work, especially if you're somebody who's trying to,
it's this whole
build your
idea,
network.
Though, that people at home aren't working. That there's this whole idea that you're lazy if you work from home.
No, actually, that's not. One of the other problems, excuse me, I shouldn't say a problem, concerns, one of the other concerns right now, and I ain't want to gossip, you ain't heard it from me, but they say they're trying to prevent people from working 2 jobs at the crib. You know what I'm saying? There's a lot of people that's at home, working from home, and they got that second job. So that's why there's some people that's like, hey, gee, I'm not trying to go back because that's going to mess up my second income.
Well, why do you think they need a second income? Why do you work gig economies? Why do people need money? It's expensive to live.
I don't make the rules. All I know, look here.
We're just so against all these,
All I know is this, is if you're working, if you have a company and you have employees and they are working, I would say that most of these employees would probably want their staff to declare those second jobs, right? They want to let it be known because they don't want you just doing stuff on their clock, on their dime.
I got a question. It says here that 132,000 people are still working from home. If they all came back, would we have the road capacity to handle that?
Sure, because they'll all use light rail.
Oh, okay, good.
Problem solved. I mean, really? What were you thinking, Dave? Come on, they'd all use public transit.
You're right. It's funny. They actually, Gene he actually broke that down on how people are getting to work. There has been a little bit of increase in carpool and transit and all those things. So we got to get more of that, though.
Yeah. Some of the things about those studies are all usually like Seattle to Seattle commuters.
Exactly.
It doesn't really capture what we all kind of experience regionally. So we'd have to be careful. But you're right. I have noticed a few people. But I mean, we'll see if people are using light rail to do anything other than get to the stadiums.
Gee and Ursula.